One of the major concerns of parents these days is the use of cell phones or screen addiction of kids. Unfortunately, we are also restricted in telling them or correcting them because we are also addicted to screens these days. So, what are the recommendations about usage of mobiles or TVs or tabs? Screen time for kids less than 1 year is a strict no-no. That's what WHO says. Less than 5 years, the maximum allowed time is 1 hour of sedentary screen time. And along with that, we should make sure that they get adequate sleep and physical activity. There are two additional recommendations by US FDA for people who are too concerned about use of cell phones. One is use cell phones for shorter conversations and try to use hands-free devices like earphones while using cell phone. What are the proven dangers of cell phones? Usage of cell phone while driving has been proven to cause increased vehicle accidents. It is shown that there are 3 to 4 times more frequency in vehicle accidents when you drive with cell phones, while using cell phones. There are possible interference with electronic medical devices, mainly audiology devices and cardiac pacemakers. There is a possible interference with aircraft signals. That's why we have been asked to switch off the phones while takeoff and landing. And as far as kids are concerned, it promotes sedentary lifestyle, which in turn causes lifestyle diseases like hypertension, diabetes, asthma in kids in the later age. Cell phone is definitely associated with decreased physical activity, decreased sleep, increased obesity, decreased social interaction. Again, one of the major concerns as far as kids are concerned. They are too much addicted to screen that they lack social skills. And one of the major concern, but which is not such a problem, is the local tissue heating caused by cell phones. Cell phones have got the capacity to heat the tissues which come in directly in contact with the cell phone, which is the maximum rise is up to 0.1 degrees centigrade. It is not an alarming effect, but people can directly feel it, so they are a little bit concerned about it. Another major concern is cancer and cell phones, and fortunately there has been no association found between these. All the tissues which have been in direct contact with cell phones have been studied extensively. Glioma and meningioma, which are brain tumors, acoustic neuroma, which is a tumor which is seen inside the ears, parotid gland tumor, which is a salivary gland tumor, the gland which comes directly in contact with cell phone. All these have been studied extensively and found no association. There have been also studies on glucose metabolism of the brain activity while the usage of cell phones, learning disabilities associated with cell phone, and none of these have been shown any association. These recommendations have been put forward, or all these studies have been done by Center for Disease Control, American Cancer Society, US FDA, International Agency for Research on Cancer. All of them have come out with recommendations based on studies. The major studies were Interphone study, Danish study, Million Women study, and one of the major studies which is happening now is Cosmos studies, which is following up people who have been using cell phones for 20 to 30 years. And these are the findings of these studies, and these are the recommendations or observations which are made by the authority in this field. Still, people are worried. Cell phone is using electromagnetic radiation, so it is of a major concern. Well, electromagnetic spectrum ranges from 30 kilohertz to 300 gigahertz. The visible light comes under this category. So visible light is also a electromagnetic radiation. So we know VIBGYOR. So any radiation, any thing which has got higher frequency than violet, which anything beyond violet, which is ultraviolet, X-rays, gamma rays, they have the capacity to cause ionization of tissues, and this have the capacity to cause cancer. Any radiation which has got lesser frequency than red, infrared, radio waves, microwaves, all these have got the capacity to heat the tissues, but they cannot ionize the tissue. This feature has been used in microwave ovens to heat objects. As we told earlier, radio waves can cause heating of local tissues up to 0.1 degrees centigrade, but it cannot ionize that tissue. Still, radio frequency waves have been classified under Group 2B as far as carcinogenic agents are concerned. So there are three major categories for carcinogenic agents around the world. So Group 1, which is proven to be carcinogenic to humans, tobacco and alcohol come under this list. Group 2A, which is probably carcinogenic to humans. There is a high probability that this can cause cancer. Then Group 2B, which is possibly carcinogenic to humans. We have not got any evidence, but it is possible that it can cause cancer. And group 3, which is not classifiable as carcinogenic. So group 2b, which is possibly carcinogenic, is one of them is radio frequency wave. The other ones are melamine, naphthalene, talcum powder, coffee powder. So you are at risk of getting cancer when you drink coffee, and the same risk is there when you're using a cell phone. In spite of all these, there is a specific recommendation for how much a mobile phone can emit. It's measured as specific absorption rate. Each countries have got their own cutoff as to how much SAR the cell phone used in that particular country can emit. So basic recommendations are no screen time for kids less than 1 year, less than 5 years. The maximum allowed time is 1 hour of sedentary screen time. Even bigger children, there should be time restriction. They should be supervised. Internet filters should be used. Internet education should be given to kids. Internet and cell phones are something that are definitely going to stay with the kids. And it's mandatory that they learn to use it in a proper way. And along with all these, ensure they are adequate sleep and physical activity so that lifestyle diseases are under control as they grow up. Hope this video was useful. Thank you.